Hey everyone, Michael Martin from Yahoo Esports. We are at CEO 2016. I am joined by Wobbles. How you doing?
Doing pretty good.
Recently, you guys, Panda Global, put out a video. You talk a lot about your competitive history and sort of your mentality when it comes to things like depression, anxiety, dealing with that kind of thing, anger. But I kind of wanted, if you could give me just a quick, brief rundown of like what that video is about.
Basically, it was meant to be just an explanation of how I feel when competing. It's very difficult to compete in a high-stress environment when you are in a depressive mood or when you're super nervous. And I think people are always talking about the games. We're very excited about the winners. We get excited about prize money and streams and things like that. And we don't always talk about the stress and the toll that it has on the people playing.
These are things that are not easy for anyone to talk about.
Yep.
Depression, mental health, anxiety, all these things. Some people don't realize that this is what they are going through even.
Yeah.
Did you seek help? And if so, what did you do?
So in 2009, I had an infamous match with a California Falcon player named Silent Spectre. And in game 2, he was beating me pretty badly. And towards the end, I quit the game. And in front of like 100-something people in that venue, I quit and just threw my controller against a wall. And I stormed out of the venue. And I just sat down outside, just head in my hands, trying to figure out what the heck was wrong with me. I just started thinking, like, when I play, sometimes I basically destroy myself. I need to handle this because games were kind of my escape from that for a long time. And once it started bleeding over into games, I started thinking, if I don't work on that, I will take it with me everywhere. That stress is so much lower in a lot of places. Once you've been on stage or on stream in front of a ton of people and you've gotten exposed and destroyed and embarrassed, and you learn to deal with that, go to a job interview and see if it's anywhere near as harrowing. It's not. I've learned so much from that journey, and outside of games, I've benefited so much that I really want to push that aspect of it because even if you never become the best player, you can become a better version of yourself. And that's what I really like about competition, especially now that I've investigated that journey more.
Has anyone come to you sort of, wanting to talk about what they're going through? And maybe, briefly, if someone does come to you, what do you tell them based on what your experiences are?
Well, I did start getting a lot of messages about stuff like this even before any kind of video came out, because I started writing a little blog, mostly for myself, I put my own thoughts on paper, then I read them, then I look at them and I go, oh, so that's what I was thinking. And then I can use that to reflect and refine and all that. And people who read it would sometimes message me and be like, how'd you deal with this? How'd you deal with that? And usually what I ask first is, what are your expectations of yourself? How do you feel about yourself? What do you like about the game? Do you want to be the best? Do you want to be the best in your area? Why? Because motivations for competing set up so much of the emotional response that if you go in there specifically to win and specifically to look good, and anything that gets in the way upsets and hurts you, then I have bad news. One person wins that tourney, and if it was all statistics, it probably wouldn't be you.
So going back specifically to you and your sponsor, Panda Global, how has that team, how have they helped you throughout this whole process?
They've helped me a ridiculous amount. They're all really cool guys. Like, Panda emphasizes, in a lot of ways, not finding the absolute best player who's a freelancer right now, but finding someone who's pretty strong, that you're going to see on stream, but is also really good to hang out with. And so what I've found is that I have a group of really friendly people around me who have all competed. They know what it's like to get salty, frustrated. They know what it's like to lose a match you're supposed to win, to choke, to do all that stuff. And when I do that, they are super good at just telling whether I want space or whether I want someone to talk to. That alone is huge. Most importantly, they've told me what they really want from me is to maintain a positive presence in the community. And with that in mind, I go to tourneys now, especially playing for them, with a lot more positivity.
Wobbles, I appreciate the conversation. I'm Michael Martin, and this is Yahoo Esports.